Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is the second part of the AZ-900, that is Azure of Cloud Fundamentals. And in the last video, we discussed what is the AZ-900 certification and what benefit you will get when you complete that certification, and what are the total topics that we are going to cover in this whole course. Okay, so we just talked the overview of the AZ-900, but from this video we are going to start the actual topic, actual learning we are going to start from this video. So that's why I keep the number as a chapter 1. In this particular chapter we are going to learn and understand the cloud concepts. Okay, like in this we will understand what is cloud, and then we will understand what are the benefits of the cloud and how many types of a cloud services we have. Okay, so basically what all the basic understanding of the cloud we will generate in this particular video. Then from the next chapter or from the next video we are going to start the Azure. Okay, so in order to understand the Azure, first we have to understand the cloud. Okay, so before starting I am requesting you all, please like and subscribe my channel. I am hoping at least 1000 subscriber in this year. Okay, so yeah, let's get started and let's understand what is cloud. So in order to understand the cloud, first you need to understand what is servers and what is the data centers. Okay, then we will understand what is traditional way of storing the data, that is traditional data centers. Then we will understand what is cloud data centers. Okay, so in order to understand all these terms, let me take an example. Suppose you are creating one software, like any software. Okay, like you are creating any website or window app or mobile app, or you are storing some data of the users and all. Okay, so in order to store the software you require servers. Okay, because first, like when you start creating the application, you store everything in your laptop. Okay, but your laptop cannot be available 24/7, right? So you shift that software to the servers. Okay, so server can be online 24/7. So first of all, like you understand, in order to store the software or any kind of a data, you require the server. Once you have the server, okay, but how you get the server? There are two ways to get the servers. Okay, you have to understand, you require the server. That is the basic thing of any software industry. You require the servers. Then how you can get the server? There are two possible ways. Either you can create the server by your own. You can set up your physical servers and at your home. Okay, or you can buy the servers directly from the cloud. Okay, so basically when you are creating the server, like when you want to create the server at your home, then in that way you have to buy the physical devices, cooling devices, storing devices, the CPUs, everything you require to set up one server. Okay, and you have to maintain that server. Everything you have to maintain. You have to put the electricity, you have to put the cooling to that particular server. Okay, in order to run 24/7. So basically for the traditional servers or traditional way of storing the data, previously, like most of the companies were having their own servers. Okay, like they were maintaining their own servers. Okay, but in what is the flaw of that one? Like when you have the physical things, you have to maintain that. You have to take care of that, and to take care of that and to build the physical server by your own, you require costing as well. Okay, like you have to pay more extra. But then what is the solution? Solution is cloud servers. Okay, in that one, in the cloud server or cloud data centers, you don't have to pay the amount for the physical things. You will just go to the cloud providers and you will tell them, I require this much space, please give me this much space. Then I will directly go there and I will put my software there. Okay, I think you understand what is the difference between traditional data centers or cloud data centers. So basically you require the server, and there are two possible ways to have the server. One is you can build your own server, or you can buy the space in the server that is already created by the cloud. Okay, like there are multiple cloud provider, AWS, Azure, Hostinger, GoDaddy, even GCP by the Google. Okay, so these are the cloud provider. Okay, AWS is Amazon, and Azure is basically built by the Microsoft. Okay, so in this particular course, AZ-900, we are going to understand the Azure. Okay, so what Azure do? Azure provides you the space for your application. Okay, so in order so that you don't have to create the physical server. Okay, so basically when we are talking about the cloud, in that one there is no physical thing. Okay, there is no physical thing. Even let's take an example. Suppose in the Google Drive or Apple storage, you saw like some data you can some photos and videos you can store in your phone. Okay, but when your phone is storage is full and all, then you can also take the some storage by paying some money. Okay, and then when you buy the storage on the cloud, that time you can also put your data in the cloud, right? So that is some simple example of a cloud. So basically in the cloud you are not buying any physical thing, just you will buy some space in the server. That server is already created by the cloud provider. Okay, I hope you understand what is traditional data centers or cloud data centers. In exams, sometimes instead of traditional word, they will call out the keyword as a on-premises. Okay, on-premises data centers. On-premises means there is a physical server involved. Okay, so on-premises data centers and cloud data centers. Okay, so what is cloud computing? Let's understand the definition of the cloud. So basically cloud computing is a delivery of a cloud computing services like server, storage, databases, networking, software over the internet, the cloud, to offer faster innovations, flexible resources. Okay, so when you buy the cloud, you can like have the servers, you have the storing devices, you can maintain the networks, you can put the software. Okay, buy over the internet. You don't have to buy the physical thing. Okay, buy through the internet, you can maintain everything. Example, using Google Drive and hosting a website on the Azure. Okay, you created one website and you can host directly on the Azure instead of buying the server and all. Okay, then streaming Netflix. All these examples are the cloud computing. Let's understand the benefit of the cloud computing or cloud. Simple with cloud. Okay, so basically we have these 6 main benefits. Okay, that often come in exam AZ-900. So let's understand each and every benefits one by one. Even like if you look into this particular benefits definition. Okay, high availability, scalability. So if you know English very well, then you definitely understand like what is this particular trying to tell you. Okay, high availability. Let's understand one by one. So basically when we are talking about the high availability, so we can also understand by one simple example. Like suppose when you are creating the physical servers, that time you have to ensure that your server will always be available 24/7. Okay, but in that case you have to ensure. But when you are buying anything from the cloud, okay, then cloud provider will ensure you that their server will always be available. Okay, for you. So you can like host any website. Okay, on the multiple servers. So they provide the high availability. So whenever any server goes down, like your work will shift it to the another server, and another server will handle your requests. By the definition, system is continuously operational with the minimal downtime. Downtime means how much time like it is going down. Okay, so Azure or any cloud provider, they ensure you they will provide the high availability. Okay, so whatever the server or anything you are buying, that is almost 99.99% they will be available. Okay, until and unless like there is global outage or something. Okay, so the servers will always be available. So that is a simple definition of the high availability. Okay, I hope I am trying my best to teach you. Okay, let me know if you are not getting my point or something I am missing. Okay, you can put the feedback in the YouTube comments, because even I am like, this is my starting phase of teaching everything, so like sometimes even I get confused. Okay, even in my last videos or something, like people tell some negative comments. Okay, and I appreciate that, because that is a feedback kind of a thing, so I am trying to improve this daily. Okay, so I hope you understand the high availability. Let's understand the fault tolerance. By the definition, it is telling system continues working even if one component failed. For an example, cloud ensure high availability by handling failures effectively with the fault tolerance. By simple English, you can understand fault tolerance. That means what are the servers and physical things that is already hosted on the cloud. They have fault tolerance properties. Okay, they will tolerate that any kind of a fault. Okay, if one server goes down, maybe it is possible that some physical damage happen in the cloud. Okay, so they will shift that worker to the other servers. Okay, so these high availability and fault tolerance are connected actually. Okay, so how we can ensure the high availability? By the fault tolerance. Okay, like, so fault tolerance is a phenomena and high availability is the outcome. Okay, I hope you understand. Let's understand other benefits: elasticity and scalability. Okay, these two are also most kind of a similar. Like sometimes you get confused, like what is the difference between these two. But let's understand. Okay, by an example. But when we talk about the elasticity, okay, like by the definition, it is telling availability to automatically scale resources up or down based on the demand. First, let's understand why we require these two. Okay, suppose you created one website, and on the daily basis, 100 user coming to your website, and they are purchasing something. Only 100 users. Okay, and your website is working fine. But suppose there is a one Black Friday sales you posted on your website. Okay, then it might be possible on that particular day, instead of 100 users, 1000 or 10,000 user may come to your website. Okay, in that case, you have to ensure that server will handle this 10,000 request. Okay, because you only buy one server. Okay, but in order to handle that particular request on particular day or in particular moment, you have a feature as a elasticity. So by this feature, you can your scale up or down based on the demand. Okay, suppose you have one server on the normal days, but on a special day you can buy the replication of that server. Okay, you will buy the copy of that particular 3 or 4 servers extra. Okay, so that feature is called as a elasticity. Then similarly, we have scalability. Okay, this is also looks similar. Okay, but this scalability is also important feature. Okay, there are two types of scalability: vertical scale up and horizontal scale up. Okay, these two we will see like what are the difference between these two. But by the definition, the system ability to handle increasing workload by adding resources. In the vertical scale up, vertical means scale up, and horizontal means scale out. Okay, in the vertical scale up, what you will do, suppose your server have 2 GB RAM, okay, but later you know that on your website the user may increase, okay, the user may increase, and you have to ensure that your server handle all those requests, all the load it will handle. So what you will do, you will do the vertical scaling, and you will increase the RAM from 2 GB to 4 GB or 10 GB, okay, like that way. Like when you are increasing whatever you have, you are just increasing the number, like RAM or memory, okay, that means it's a vertical scaling. Whatever you have, you are just increasing that part, so that's the vertical scaling. But we have horizontal scaling as well. So what is horizontal scaling? That means you have one server, okay, whatever the server you have, suppose you have server and you have 2 GB RAM, some memory, and some other things, okay. But in order to handle the multiple requests, you can create a copy of that particular servers, okay. Initially, like if it is one server available, then you create a 3 more, then total 5 server will be available. So that is a horizontal scaling, like you are increasing the resources. And vertical scaling means whatever the resource you have, you are just increasing the value of that particular resource, okay. I hope by these keywords you can understand, okay. Vertical means it is whatever it is having right now, it is just increasing the quantity of this one, and horizontal like duplication, okay. Example, adding more VMs behind a load balancer. This we will see later, like what is load balancer and all. This is the advanced topic. Okay, let's move to other cloud benefits, that is agility. I think this is the last one, okay. Yeah. So basically agility, by the definition, it is the ability to quickly deploy, test, and launch applications without cloud resources. Using cloud resources, It helps businesses respond faster to market changes without long setup time. For an example, enables fast time to market. Developers can rapidly experiment and innovate. Resources can be provisioned or deprovisioned in a minute. Promotes continuous integration and continuous delivery, CI/CD. For an example, a startup can deploy a new version of its app to Azure App Service. Like they can deploy their new version of their app in a minute, okay, without purchasing or configuring new servers. If the version fails, it can roll back quickly. Okay, so basically agility is telling about the simplicity. Okay, you can just understand the agility as a simplicity. So basically what cloud did, like when you are doing any work on the cloud, like whether you are deploying the resources, you are creating the new version of your website or anything. So basically on cloud, you can do all these kind of a work in a simple way. Like it will not take much time, and it have CI/CD pipelines to deploy the changes quickly. Okay, and if it is not working, then you can roll back the changes. Okay, so all these stuff is a kind of a simple. Okay, you don't have to interact with the physical server to ensure that your code is working or not. Okay, directly you can go to the cloud and check everything. Okay, so it's more like a simplicity. Okay, let's move to the other topic, that is cloud computation. And sometimes in the exam, like they will ask like what kind, like they will put some details about the company, like how company is storing their servers and how like they are storing the data and all. Okay, then they will ask what kind of a cloud is this, whether this is a public cloud or a private cloud or a hybrid cloud. Okay, so we already understand when we are talking about the cloud or data centers, there are two possible ways. Either you have to buy the physical server, Okay, or you can set up the physical servers at your home or office, or either instead of doing any physical work, you can directly buy the space in the cloud. So based on that, there are three categories: public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. Public cloud means that is, you don't have to interact with the any server. Okay, service offered over the public internet. So basically, what Azure and AWS, these are the public cloud. Okay, so in here, like you don't have to pay anything for the physical servers and all. Okay, you are not interacting with the physical servers, you are only interacting with the softwares using the public internet. But the second category is private cloud. Okay, so many of the companies, suppose bank is also company. Okay, but even bank have to store their information somewhere, right? Generally, what bank do, any bank, HDFC, ICICI, okay, they all set up their own cloud. Okay, they will set up their own storing devices, own servers, own CPUs. Okay, so by that way, like they are ensuring their security. Okay, so because bank is a secure things, right? They can't push the data to the cloud. Okay, because there is a large possibility, not large possibility, even cloud is a secure. Okay, even public cloud is a secure, but sometimes company, when they feel like they don't want to push their sensitive information to other place, they create their own server, they create their own memory at their location. Okay, so that is a private cloud. Then we have the hybrid cloud as well. So sometimes company, what they will do, they will also set up some server at their place, and also they buy some cloud at Azure or AWS. Okay, so hybrid means like it's a mix of both public and private. Let's move to next. Let's understand quickly what is this capital expenditure and operational expenditure. So this is also very simple. Okay, if you understand already what is physical thing and what is software thing, okay, cloud thing. So by the definition of the CapEx and OpEx, you can understand. So in general term, okay, like when you come out the cloud and if you are trying to understand these capital expenditure and operational expenditure in general term, then suppose you are building any company. Okay, to build any company, what you need to do, you have to register that company, then you have to buy some permanent employees to run that particular company. Okay, and you have to buy the office to run that company. So before creating any company, like you are investing something, you are putting some cost over there, right? One time cost, because one time you have to buy the office. Okay, then one time you have to register that particular business to like officially. Okay, so whatever the one time payment you are doing in the starting, that is a capital expenditure. You are spending one first time. Okay, so by the definition, one time upfront cost to buy physical assets like servers or data centers. Okay, so basically in the capital expenditure, when you are buying any server or a data center, that is a capital expenditure. But in our example, once the business is set up, okay, but the business is set up, you buy the office and everything. Then after to run the business, you have to do some advertisement, you have to maintain the coffee machines in the office, you have to maintain the water in the office, you have to maintain the cleaning staff, okay, and you have to pay the salary of that all the employees every month. So that is a operational expenditure, like whatever the operations happening in your business, that is a operational expenditure. So by the definition in our cloud area, ongoing pay-as-you-go cost for using services like cloud computing. Okay, so basically operation cost means operation expenditure means whatever you are doing in the, like suppose you buy the cloud and then you are storing the data. Okay, storing data like whatever, like a user logging to your website and you are storing that user information. So every time you are storing the information of the user to your cloud, for that you have to pay. Okay, that is a operational expenditure. I hope I am telling you right. Okay, this keyword is important. Pay as you go. Pay as you go means you have to pay whatever you are using. When you are using any servers or storing SQL, Cosmos DB, anything you are using, you have to pay only for that. Okay, you don't have to pay for the physical server in the cloud. Okay, we talked about the traditional data centers and cloud data centers, right? So in the cloud data centers, this capital expenditure was not there. Okay, there is only operational expenditure. So basically, what in the cloud, this is also one kind of a benefit. Okay, you don't have to spend on the buying physical assets and all. Okay, you have to only pay whatever whatever you are using. Once you used it, and if you feel like, okay, I don't want this particular space in the cloud, you can delete your resources so that that particular physical server is free. Then maybe some other person can deploy their resources to that particular service. Okay, so it's kind of a physical server present somewhere else. You will just go there and deploy your resources. Okay, let's understand what is this cloud services, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and the software as a service. So these are also important. Okay, and as per the exam, so we have to just understand the difference between all these things. Okay, first of all, let's understand the infrastructure as a service. So like when you are when you are buying anything on the cloud, in that case, sometimes you can understand by like when you are managing any operating systems or runtime. Okay, that means it's an infrastructure as a service, because you are managing the infrastructure. For an example, Azure virtual machines comes under infrastructure as a service. Okay, because when we are creating the virtual machine, at that time we have to decide like for what kind of a virtual machine we need, whether we need Windows virtual machine or we require the Linux virtual machine. Okay, so whenever we the operating system or any runtime we are selecting, that means that particular service is coming under infrastructure as a service. Okay, that's the main point, that by this keyword operating system and runtime, you can just focus on infrastructure as a service. Okay, then second come as a platform as a service. That means in that one you don't have to rely on operating system or runtime. Like you don't care about that. You will just get some server and you will just use your resources directly. Okay, like example, Azure app service. Okay, so Azure app service, there like you can host your APIs or UI code directly without even knowing like whether they are Windows, or whether this app service operating on the Windows or Linux. Okay, you don't know about that in case of a app service. Okay, you just go to the app service and you will buy the app service. Okay, and you will just deploy your code to the app service. Okay, so in the platform as a service, basically how you can understand this, in this platform as a service, you don't maintain any kind of a infrastructure. Okay, you just get the platform, and in that platform you can directly work, you can directly deploy your website, directly you can store your data. Okay, so that is a platform as a service. Then we have the software as a service. This is directly linked to the softwares. Okay, like suppose example, we have the Microsoft 365, Gmail, Outlook, Microsoft Teams, and other softwares. Okay, so these all comes under the software as a service, because here you don't have to build anything, you don't have to code anything, you will just directly use this and you will put your data in here. Okay, so this come under software as a service. Okay, so basically like you can also differentiate these based on their complexity. Okay, software as a service, like these are the less complex, you just have to use these softwares directly. And when we came to the platform as a service, here the complexity will increase as compared to the software as a service, and there you have to just deploy the code and you can just code, okay, without managing the infrastructure. Okay, but when you go to the infrastructure as a service, there you also have to configure the infrastructure, like operating system, runtime, like whatever you want, okay, whatever the virtual machine you want to create or other things. Okay, so there like you have to maintain the infrastructure. So basically these are the main three services. Okay, let's move to the other this share responsibility model. This is also the same. Okay, like when you understand this properly, this infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, or software as a service, then if you go to the share responsibility model, then you will definitely understand it. I will add this PDF, whole PDF I will add in the description. Okay, you can check out that, and I want you to check this particular share responsibility model by yourself. Okay, and you can then ping me if you have any doubt in the comment. Okay, also I put some examples here, like which Azure service comes under in which category. Okay, so if you learn this list, okay, if you understand this particular list, whole list, then it will be very easy for you to attend this kind of a question in the exam. Okay, because maybe one or two or three questions you will get directly, like when they will ask, they will provide some service name and they will ask like it will come under either in the IaaS or PaaS service or SaaS. Okay, so Azure keyword, it come under platform as a service. Cosmos DB, job agent, app insights, storage account, SQL servers, app service, function app, all these come under platform as a service. But storage account, generally like it's a platform as a service. Okay, so in the question, if they are directly telling you the storage account, then you can select the platform as a service. But sometimes if they mention the page blob or the Azure file, that means it will come under infrastructure as a service. Okay, so you have to remember these two. We will explore this, like what is Azure storage account in upcoming videos. Then we will see like what is this page blob and Azure files. Okay, also all these services, keyword, Cosmos DB, job agents, application insights, SQL server, app services, function app. Okay, all these we are going to see in upcoming videos. And we got question like this: Gmail, Word, Excel, Outlook, Teams, Power App. All these comes under software as a service. Okay, then the virtual machine, compute gallery, and a virtual network. All these comes under infrastructure as a service. So that's all guys for this chapter. Okay, I hope you understand what is cloud and what are the benefits of the cloud. In the next video we are going to start the Azure and we will understand like what is Azure and what platform it provide for you to handle all these services, and how you can deploy the code and how you can maintain your all the services that we are going to see in upcoming videos. Okay, I hope you understand the cloud, because it is simple. Okay, in order to understand the Azure, you have to first understand the cloud concept. Okay, like what is actually cloud is. Okay, so if you understand the cloud, then I am hoping that you will like and subscribe my channel. Thank you guys.